This is interesting because a crucial piece of scaling this and the partnerships has been our Security Ambassador program. Now, this is commonly referred to as the Security Champions program in the industry. We call it the Security Ambassador program. And at a high level, the scope of this program was to start establishing some consistency, transparency, a little bit of streamlined communication, overall responsiveness, and feedback for our overall security standards, baselines, assessments, design reviews, and remediations. Most importantly, we wanted to enable the engineering and product teams to own the security and privacy of their service. So when we announced the launch of a quarter-long pilot, we received an overwhelming response. But we were mindful enough of the fact that we should expect a percentage of dropout as the program kicks off and proceeds. And also to note here is this pilot required a bit of planning and marketing around the program overview across engineering. So there is a lot of upfront effort required when like really bootstrapping something like this. Here's a little bit of disclaimer. Generalized roles do not scale. Now, when it comes to roles and responsibilities, let me reiterate generalized roles do not scale. We really want clear separations of roles and responsibilities. Like, if we want to establish a strong sense of ownership, then we really need clear separations of roles and responsibilities. So, we ended up tailoring three roles that were best suited for our agile way of working. First is the security ambassador. Security ambassadors are technical folks who are responsible for the security of their teams and products. Think about your individual contributors who are designing, architecting, implementing, and deploying the services. And we added four levels to this role: trainee, proficient, advanced, and expert. And this really was to make sure that folks who start this journey feel comfortable when they're navigating it in a self paced manner. But at the minimum, you need to finish the trainee level. And also, we want them to cover the baseline trainings. As you progress after that, you start participating in security reviews and maybe cross team security reviews, and your trainings will also get a little more specialized. Well, the second role here is a security proponent role. And why we added this role? Because prioritization for security tasks can be really, really tricky. So we want to have a security proponent role. And a security proponent are folks within engineering who have the responsibility to ensure that security issues and tasks are handled in an appropriate time frame. And another thing is that needs influencing team priorities. So security proponents are often team leads, engineering managers, program managers, and so forth. There's something missing though, isn't it? So we added the security mentors as well. Security mentors are security engineers from different teams within security engineering at Datadog. Now, who are subject matter expertise in various areas of security. Think about cloud security, think about infrastructure security, which is more geared towards Kubernetes, or really think about privacy and different areas, along with our security design guidance team as well. So they serve as trusted advisor for pairing up with the security ambassadors and security mentors and security proponents for discussing specific security concerns and ideas. And one consistent piece of feedback that we received so far from our ambassadors and proponents is the value that they found in having a security mentor that they met with on a frequent basis as they started this program. So, really, as a trainee, as a security ambassador, when you're at the trainee level, you really may or may not know what to expect. But having somebody to pair frequently, to bounce ideas, to discuss your roadblocks, that can really get you through the trainee program really fast. And a large part of this efforts on scaling security design and guidance is education. Cannot underscore that. Now, in our partnership with engineers from products and engineering teams, we have found that at least a baseline training is important. So, what did we cover in these baseline trainings? First, a high level program overview that went over what's the program about, what are the expectations, what are the different personas that this program has. Second, A little bit of understanding of the security teams and the roles. This was super important because it helped folks understand what does a security engineering organization look like? What are the different teams in it? When should I approach a certain team for what kind of questions? What does the process look like for it? And things like that. How to work with the self-serve security design and guidance tooling. Super important because that's how we scale. We want to delegate a lot of these things to our ambassadors. And then how to conduct a security design review, going back to the way we use the automation tooling and also thinking about core areas. So we cover a lot of those core areas that we spoke about a few slides back as part of this training. And then general threat modeling concepts. So that's sort of what a baseline training covers. And as we progressed, we ended up adding more advanced level trainings as well. But what next? When all is said and done, how do we know that we are doing a good job? And how do we know that our ambassadors are ready to tackle some security design reviews and they are feeling comfortable about thinking about security control for their services, right? And there's nothing like learning by doing. So we created a simple worksheet that looked something like this. And again, the feedback that we have received through our surveys has been that it's been widely helpful for simplifying this entire process for our ambassadors. Really, it's structured as follows. You pick a service with a significant scope. Then you identify security controls for that service. This helps folks to take a look at the security controls and go look at it. Where can I find this in my code base? Where can I probably find it in my design doc? So really help to bring it all together. And then leveraging the automation for a self-serve design review to make sure that all the assets, threats, threat actors, mitigations, that part is covered as part of it. And ultimately submitting all of these artifacts to the project tracking tool for us to review. So it brought it all together. And one thing I will mention is that many folks paired with their security mentors from different teams to complete this exercise. Now, one thing I will, however, mention here is that vast majority of participants, for them to get through this can be a little bit tricky because there's time considerations. Now, how about some lateral partnership? In order to get consistency, it meant that we needed to work more closely with other security engineering teams. And why did we need to do that? Because we needed to make sure that the skill sets and domain depth can be combined. So really, security design reviews that we perform is a little more proactive in nature. But then there is internal pen tests and other things like that that help us understand the exploitable flaws. The threat detection teams, they work on security signal creations. So that's another good feedback mechanism for us. And then we have the customer trust and safety teams who work on abuse and misuse case detection. So combining forces has helped us to really start improving on the output that we generate from our design reviews.